One name I do want to mention is the Napoli defender Kim Min-Jae. Strongly linked to Manchester United, but over the weekends, various reports came out that Newcastle United were really pushing for his signature. But again, he's going to be it would be a statement signing given the clubs that are after him. He had a fantastic season last season. He looks a really established and composed defender. We know Newcastle United wouldn't be against bringing in another defender to add to the squad, someone who could rival Fabian Schär, you would most likely think. But given the team's chasing him, given his stature, his standard within the footballing world at the moment, can't really see that one happen, can you?
It does feel, Newcastle have all of a sudden started to be linked with him. A lot of these outlets linking him to them up by, Italian papers and maybe national papers, maybe trying to, push Napoli along. He's been heavily linked with Manchester United. I mean, I'm sure I read somewhere last month that they'd agreed personal terms. I'd be surprised if Newcastle got it done. It would be a big statement. He's, as you say, had a very good season in that very good Napoli team. But it looks at the minute like, he's Manchester United bound.
We're going to see a lot, aren't we, this summer of Newcastle just being picked as a team and thrown into reports, especially across Europe for players, because again, as I mentioned there, people believe they have this unlimited budget. And it's very easy these days to throw Newcastle into the mix when it comes to a player potentially moving on from a club.
We've seen it already. I mean, we saw it yesterday with some stupid, rumours. We saw Neymar linked, we saw Pogba linked. We've seen all these players linked, and it's a lot of foreign outlets. I just think we throw Newcastle in there because they got the money. Actually, every time you speak to Eddie Howe and you sort of put these, ludicrous rumours to him, he says, we're not in I'm not saying Kim Min-Jae is a player like that, but a lot of these big foreign players that are suddenly looking for a move, I think it's just convenient to throw Newcastle in the mix when we know very small pool of players are looking for. They've got the target set. They don't want to disrupt this wage bill too much. They don't want to really go out and sign an absolute superstar like Ronaldo who's going to disrupt the dressing room. So yeah, I think it's just taking a couple of links with a pinch of salt.
Tell us a bit more about the idea of not disrupting the wage bill. What is the premise behind that?
The premise will change slightly this season. I think go back to last summer and the players Newcastle United, Simon and Botman, Isak, Bruno and all this. Eddie Howe didn't want, this big player to come in with a big ego and say, right, I'm going to be earning £50,000 a week more than everyone else. He didn't want that divide in the dressing room, and, to his credit, it worked. He had such a good togetherness. What we're seeing now is, players like Trippier and Almiron and all these players signing new deals. Their wages will go up. Bruno, when he eventually signs this new contract, which we, expect to be any day now, will, get a significant pay rise, which means Newcastle could then go out and spend a bit more money on a player, offer him a bit more wages that they probably didn't want him last summer, and he's not coming in and being, the highest earner. So as we see, the current couple of players getting new deals, I think, Botman and Isak down the line, they'll hopefully try and tie them down to improve contracts. It means Newcastle have a little bit more wiggle room in terms of the players that they actually want to bring in, knowing that they're not going to sort of mess with the harmony of the group.
There will come a point, though, and it could come this season where maybe they do have to bulldoze that wage structure, given what they're fighting next season, or do you foresee them sticking to it and it'll be in a couple of transfer windows time where they really do look to totally just change what they're playing players?
It's hard, isn't it? Because it goes back to what I was saying about 10 minutes ago. This has all happened so quickly. I think, the message from the club and whoever you speak to at the club is always they wanted to build slow and steady. They wanted to, gradually improve the team, gradually improve everything. And they've had to actually, bring forward the plan. So I think there will come a time, and we speak about this a lot, there will be a time where Eddie Howe has to just bite the bullet and bring in that big name that's going to drag the team forward, maybe upset a few. But at the minute, I think they're just trying to keep it as level. And they've been so good at signing players that have got brilliant, character as well. They aren't sort of out of joint or anything like that when they aren't playing. And I think they'll just hope to continue that.